If you want to serve like this, and like this, then watch this video because I'm going to show you the top 3 technical points that you need to focus on so that you can. The first is timing, and this is split into 3 parts. Your ball toss, when you hit your ball toss, and disguising your serve. Let's start with your ball toss. You don't want your ball toss too high or too low, too far in front or too far behind, too far left or too far right. Your ball toss needs to be as high as you can possibly reach when you are in full stretch and jumping. For left and right, we want your ball toss in line with your front ankle, which is 12 o'clock. The moment you throw the ball to 11 or 1 o'clock, you are contacting the ball lower, which is not good. For how far in front of you or behind you, it depends on the serve you're going for. For all spins and all directions, the ball toss is still at 12 o'clock. For a kick serve, we need the ball toss slightly further behind us so that our racket path can actually go like this. If it's too far in front, our racket will then start going forwards and we just won't be kicking the ball anymore. For a slice serve, slightly in front of you, and for a flat serve, slightly more in front of you than that. Too far in front of you, and then again, you start to lose contact point height, which is one of the worst things that can happen on your serve. Here's a quick tip for you to have a more consistent ball toss and actually achieve what we're talking about here. Make sure that your tossing arm is going from slow, medium to fast as you throw the ball. I see so many players that just launch the ball in the air and they have absolutely no control. There needs to be a build up of arm speed so that you can place the ball in the air with care and actually get a consistent ball toss. You'll actually find that you struggle to get enough height on your ball toss when you start doing this, but you will get used to it, I promise. Now for the second part of timing, when you should hit the ball. You should be contacting the ball as high as you possibly can, like I've already mentioned. And more specifically, you should be contacting the ball as it reaches the peak of the throw, as it's floating in the air for a second. Imagine if you were this much taller, how much better at serving you would be, because you can hit down on the ball so much more. Some of you could actually be that much taller if you throw the ball to the height that you can fully stretch and reach at. Last part of timing. Are you actually disguising your serve? Are you throwing the ball left or right more, depending on the type of serve that you want to do? Do you bounce the ball a different amount of times before you serve, depending on the serve you're going for? Does your grip change? Does your position on the baseline change? Does your face of your racket change during your serve? Or does your upper body turn more or less depending on the serve you're going for? Or do you look directly at where you're serving so that your opponent can see where your eyes are pointing? You would not believe the small things that players do when you really start to look for them. I would focus mostly on your ball toss, as that's the most common one, and then go from there. The second is service rhythm, and this is different to racket rhythm. The simple way that I coach service rhythm is counting to 3. You prepare for your serve in the normal way, okay? As you rock onto your back leg, that is 1. As you release the ball, that is 2. And then as you hit the ball, that is 3. And you want all the numbers to be spaced out evenly in terms of time. So what you don't want is 1, 2, 3, okay? And what you also don't want is 1, 2, 3, okay? It should look something like this. Everyone is slightly different. Overall, the serve should look and feel very relaxed and very smooth. There's no jolting going on or blasting of the ball. And once you start your serve, your racket should not stop at any point, which does require your tossing arm to go up before your hitting arm, but that's a side point. I would recommend actually to start serving at a little bit of a slower speed to begin with, whilst you get used to this part, and then slowly build up the speed of your serve as you get used to it. And eventually you will get back up to the speed that you used to be able to hit, but this time it will be way more consistent. The third part is momentum, so that we can add more ball speed. Tactically, the serve is actually more of a precision shot than it is a speed shot. But when it comes to talking about direction and spin, which is what creates precision, that's more of a path, angle, speed conversation, which we're not going to get into in this video. So the determining factors for ball speed are incoming ball speed, quality of timing, and momentum. There is no incoming ball speed, obviously, because we're serving. Our quality of timing is going to be excellent because we covered that at the start of the video. Now, all that is left is momentum. If you watched my first ever YouTube video, you will know what momentum is. Momentum is the thing that creates force on the ball. So it's speed times mass times radius. Speed is racket speed, mass is body and racket weight, and radius is how far your contact point is away from your hips. In this section, we're mostly going to focus on racket speed because that's the one we have the most influence over. Our mass, i.e. our body and racket, and our radius are fairly consistent. So how do we create more racket speed? This is where we look to the influencing factors of speed. And these are energy, use of your kinetic chain, and range of motion. We're going to keep it super simple. We're going to talk about just energy and range of motion. Energy is just using your legs more. When your timing and rhythm has started to really progress, really start driving with your legs up more, like literally jump off the ground. You jump up way more than you jump forwards in a serve. And I actually think this is something that Alcaraz does like unbelievably well. Like you look at the distance that he gets away from the floor in the peak of his serve, like it's insane. So not only is the contact height of which he is hitting much higher, but the energy that he is generating into the ball is also greater. And range of motion is just having a little bit more relaxation in your arm. I see so many players trying to smack the ball and their arm is just so tense. Your arm should be so relaxed, it feels like you're barely touching the ball. Having a relaxed arm will also help you with your service rhythm. You won't feel like you need to speed up your service motion too much and blast the ball. Subscribe and join the online tennis academy in the link below if you want to beat randomness and actually become the tennis player that you want to be.